Hello, people. Sorry for not putting up any videos lately. Most of the people who've subscribed to my channel were actually because of the Nazi Zombies Easter egg. So I don't know how many of you are actually going to pay attention to this, but this was a tutorial by request. I haven't put many of these up in a while because my computer doesn't handle Blender very well anymore for some reason. I don't know, I guess I got some sort of a virus or something, but it doesn't affect my other stuff, just this. So if it crashes, I'm sorry. I'll just reopen it. But anyways, you wanted to know how to someone wanted to know how to give their enemy health from this. I kind of did modify a few things. This is a very big downgrade for me. I'm normally running around with a gun in my hand and shooting zombies, actually. So I'll show you an example of what you can do with this at the end of the video. But they wanted to actually kill their enemies because I never finished my set of tutorials on that. So I added some things to the bullet in scene 2. For instance, I don't know if I set it to rigid body before, but I'll zoom in on this so you can see it. It's probably kind of blurry in the video. I convert them to a flash file. So in here, if it was rigid body before, you're going to change that to dynamic. It makes it so it doesn't fall around like a real object would in real life. Yeah, this is just going to stay static. And bounds box, make it a ghost if you didn't already, and I guess make it invisible when you're done. But since I kind of want to see if it's still working right, I'm gonna leave it visible. Also, give some properties that I've found useful. Prevent your game from lagging. You can say this. You can put it on a timer. You can actually, you're gonna have to add a property anyway. So name it bullet. I just make that a string instead of float. I don't know what the difference is. I've heard that you should do that, but anyways, you're gonna make a new property, call it timer, and change the property name to, I guess, delete. Whatever you want to name it, really. You're just gonna copy that, and or you could just rewrite it. You're gonna add the sensors, controllers, and actuators, and you're gonna hit and change always to property and change equal to interval. For some reason, if you leave it on equal, it messes up and it doesn't really. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I just like to go interval just in case. So this really depends on the range of your weapon. I mean, you could probably make it after 10 seconds, so I could put in 10 and 11. The last number can be whatever as long as it's not less than 10. And make the property name delete. So once 10 seconds is up, it's going to delete it, but it's not going to delete it yet. We got to go over to the actuators and hit motion, change motion to edit object, and change add object to end object. So that's going to delete it after 10 seconds. So you won't get like trillions of bullets in your game level, and they're so far away from you, you can't even see them or anything. And it's lagging you because you have so much stuff in your scene. So you do that and make it, I don't know if I ever explained this, but instead of giving the bullets speed in this scene coming out of the empty, you're going to do that actually with the bullets, so it's a lot easier. I make it 2, that's about what my computer will handle. I make it 2 just for default, just because it will work on pretty much any computer if it works on mine. Mine's pretty good, but like I said, Blender's been having some issues, so I guess if I already explained it, how to make the bullets come out of this empty. I changed the cube in front of the player to an empty. Same things apply, it's the same thing. Just before my empties, for some reason, the parents would get messed up and it would swivel around my object. It seemed to do that more with empties, but it's doing it with everything now, so that's a well-known problem. So if you have it, you're probably going to have to redo it. So make sure you fix that problem before you put too many properties or things that or too much logic into it. because you're going to have to probably delete it and then redo it over. So you add that, and now what we're going to do is we're going to make it so those bullets right here, or that bullet that you're going to duplicate and fire out of the front of your player here, and it's going to hurt this, which is your enemy. So I have it set to always, make this dynamic too. I don't know if I explained it. Make everything that moves dynamic, so that way it doesn't fall around, or you don't fall over when you're playing the game, kind of. It's more like for real life, like maybe explosion effects, something that you can move like a crate and you can tip over. Or dynamic just makes it stay static even though it can still move. So my player won't do this if I run into a wall. So you just want it to stay straight. And so I gave all of the controls. The enemy always follows you. It's tracked to object player, or whatever your player controller is named. So your cube that you play as is named whatever. That's what you want to track to. And now I'm going to start making it get affected by the bullet. So what you're going to do is you're going to add, and add sensors, controller, actuators. You're going to change always, connect those by the way. Change always to collision, and it should be on property, but if it's not, change material to property. I've seen that happen if you change your default settings. But here's your bullet. Go back to scene 2. I'm switching between scene 1 and 2, which is also right here where my mouse is. You can click on the scenes. You have 20 scenes. You can, or not. They're not scenes. They're, what are they? They're these are scenes. They're layers. Okay. Yeah, they're in layer 2. Okay. I've been saying scene this whole time. They're layers. So since we named this property bullet, you can just copy that, or you can rewrite it. I always copy it because if it's a long name, you don't want to have to rewrite it. It just wastes time. But click on your enemy right here where it says property, just Control V or rewrite it. And what you're going to do is you're going to change motion to property, and then over here you're going to add the enemy property. I always like to make a property that's string with the name of what it is, in case if you need to go back and add something to the player, make the enemy affect the player or something. But add another property, name this integer. It's INT, that stands for integer. Change 0 to 10 or however much health you want your enemy to have, so you can kill it in however many bullets. Name the property HP, that's for hit points. It doesn't matter if this one has a property named HP and this one, as long as you don't click on this one and make them affect each other, then it might screw it up. But you can name it health or whatever you want. You can name it 1K-76R20. It doesn't really matter, whatever you name it. But whatever you name it, copy it and paste it over here where it says property. Over here where we already did it, and change a sign to add value -1. You gotta make that -1 or else it won't work. Because if it adds 1, it will just keep on going up. Your health would go up every time I shoot it. And actually there's something I forgot to do right here. You're gonna add, and add. You might want to move these to the top of the list, which you do that by hiding them, kind of. I guess that's what you call it, and you just click on it and it says move up or down, just move it up. Move each one of these up. You can probably double click. So the always is above collision and motion is above property. And you're going to change this always here to, actually no, you leave it at always, and you're going to change the motion to IPO, and instead of play you're going to change that to property, whatever your health property is, which is HP in my case. So it's always going to do this, no matter what. So it's, so that way this stuff will work. So when it collides with bullet, it's going to take away 1 point out of the 10 of its health. And then you're going to add again, and you're going to change always to property. Now this case you can use equals, but I still like to use integer, in case if you can do this many ways actually, whichever one you prefer. Say you have a gun that's rapid fire, and or something that takes more than one health away, one more hit point away. You can say it puts it to -10 instead of 0. I like to do this. You can say whatever its health to. That's what I'm going to do in this case. So change. 1 second. Alright, so yeah, I know it doesn't seem like a lift, but I just went to go eat and did something with the trash. So yeah, because I'm magic like that, I can do it that fast. Anyways, what I was probably saying before I left was, like, yeah, I'll just do what I do. Change this to HP. Oh yeah, I was explaining all the ways you can do this. This is the way I do it. Change property where it says nothing to HP, or whatever you name the integer. Make this 0 to 10, and make that, this is invert the INV. Click that, and connect this last one up. Change motion to edit object, and end object. So what this is going to do when, or actually no, change 0 and the property to 1, so that way when it hits 0 it deletes. So if it goes over 10, which it won't, or if it goes under 1, it will delete itself. So the only way it can possibly, the only way the integer can go is down, so it will delete itself when it's gone, or when it hits 0 or below there, anywhere below there actually, or anywhere above 10. So what I'm going to do here is where the property HP is, I'm going to click this D, and that prints the debug info. So what you're going to do is up here where it says game, click that, go into show frame rate and profile, and click it again and show debug properties. So now when I press P, you should see, I can't show you with my mouse, but in the top left it shows I'm running 60 frames, 55 to 60. It's going really fast, it's closer to 60 though. But if you look at the very bottom, it says obcube.001.hp equals 10. Watch it change when I shoot it. It should. See, it goes down every time. You can't tell, but it's at 8 right now. And if I click it 8 more times, it's at 3. And do it again 1 more time, and it deletes itself once it hits 0. So that is how you do it. And I'll make another video real quick because I told you that I'd show you what this can be used for in more bigger games, I guess. If you have a player with a gun or something, you can do this. This same thing applies, except for if you have like people, you don't delete the object. You make the player do an animation, like a falling animation or something, like he's dead or something, and then you set a timer, and after a certain amount of time the character will delete, like it will just disappear so it doesn't lag. But anyways, so I'll get the next video up in just a sec, so bye.